Welcome to the Postbook Classroom Max program. Modal verb, section 5, should, present, future tense. Today we're going to talk about how to use should in present and future tense. Now, first, let's take a look at the form of should. As we know that should is a kind of modal verb, so it is always followed by a root verb. What is a root verb? Let me refresh your memory. Remember the words such as eat. The past tense of eat is ate, and the past participle is eaten. Now this one over here is the root verb. This is the basic form of the verb. So should is always followed by a root verb like this. So we say should eat, should jump, should play, and of course the letters doesn't have to be capitalized. Alright? So this is modal verb and a root verb. Now let's take a look at the formulation of should. In affirmative sentences we say I should, you should, he should go. As you can see, this is a root verb. In interrogative questions, we say should I go? Should you go? Should he go? So it's easy, we just move the modal verb to the front of the sentence. So if the sentence is written like I should eat food, a simple sentence like this, change into interrogative, we just move should to the front, capitalize the first letter, and should I eat food? Alright, and in negative sentences we have to add not into the sentence, but where do we put not? Well, right after should. So I would say I should not eat food. As we know that we can also write this in its contraction form. Should not together, we can write shouldn't. So I shouldn't eat food, as you can see over here. So this is a formulation for should, and let's look at how to use should in sentences. There are four ways to use the modal verb should. Let's look at the first one. Should is used for talking about what is right, sensible, correct, or obligatory. It is used for the present or future tense. So we use should to talk about what is right. Like if it is right, then you should do it. Sensible, something that makes sense, 合逻辑的. Correct, something that is right. Correct, 就是正确的. Obligatory, it's a difficult word to understand. Let me explain to you in Chinese. Obligatory means 责任的或是义务性的. So we use should to talk about the following four situations: something that is right, sensible, correct, or obligatory. Now we use it in present or the future tense. We use should to talk about what is right now, or what will be or will happen in the future. Look at example. Joan, you shouldn't smoke on the bus. So this is talking about the present. So maybe the person is smoking right now, you shouldn't smoke on the bus. Number 2, should Peter swim in Cold Lake Minai? Okay, so it's actually use this sentence to talk about the present or future. And we can make another sentence over here, like you should study harder. You should study harder. The test or the midterm exam is coming. So you should study harder, the midterm exam is coming. So we use this should to talk about what's right, sensible, correct, or obligatory in present or future tense. Alright, let's look at example number 2. Example number two, should is also used when you have strong reasons for believing or expecting something. So we use should when we have the strong idea that we believe or expecting something. Look at examples over here. John will have tons of games and Halloween party, so it should be fun. So you see, he has tons of games, so I believe it is fun. It should be fun. So I have strong reason to believe that at Halloween party that Joe will have a lot of games and it should be fun. So I'm actually expecting the party to be fun. Number two, Keynes is a hardworking student and he should graduate with honors, said Brent. So actually, Kent is a very good student. He's a very hardworking student. So of course he should graduate with honors. I'm expecting him to graduate with honor. So you can see that when we have a strong reason for believing or expecting something, we can use should. Now, example number three, should is also used after if or instead of if for describing a possibility. So we can use should to replace the word if to describe a possibility. For example, look at example number one. Charlie muttered 就是小声的说 "If anything should happen to me, please contact my dad." Should used after if. So we can use should after if. If anything should happen to me, please contact my dad. It means that if anything happened to me, please contact my dad. So we use should after if to describe a possibility. Or we can use should instead of if, like sentence number two. Should we have a bad snowstorm, our school will be closed. So it means if we should have a bad snowstorm, if we have a bad snowstorm. So we should to replace the word if. So let me write the original sentence over here. You can see the sentence is written like this. This is the example sentence. Let me just make it bigger. This is example sentence. Let's put it back by using if. So it will be if we have a bad snowstorm, our school will be closed, say Brent. So we can use should to replace the word if, as you can see that. Okay, let's look at example number four. Should versus must. We use should to talk about what's good, and we use must to talk about what's necessary. So it's different. Remember, we use should to talk about the following four different situations. Number one is something that is right, sensible, something that makes sense, correct, or obligatory. So we use should to talk about what is good. So it's a matter of opinion. Should 是拿来讲好的东西，记得那是一个个人的观感。And we use must to talk about what's necessary, so it's more based on facts. So is it we should eat or we must eat? Of course it's we must eat because it's necessary. If we don't, we will die. So look at example number one. My wife says I should eat lots of vegetables and fruit if I want to live a long life. So it's actually good for me to eat vegetables and fruit. Now number two, Brett, you must be home by 10, demanded Dad. So it's not you should be home by 10, you must be home because it's necessary. It's a command coming from Dad. So there are four ways to use should. Please get familiar with the four ways over here. Now let's look at the next section. Section 6, should or shouldn't with have and verb pp. Now we're going to talk about how to use this pattern over here to describe the following two situations. Let's look at situation number one. If somebody didn't do something that was good, so it's actually in the past, as you can see that, something that somebody didn't do and it was good, we can say he, she, or you, etc. should have done it. For example, you should have finished your homework before coming to school, but you didn't. So the fact is that person didn't finish his homework. So it happened in the past. So maybe something happened and it was bad. So I'll say, you should have finished your homework before coming to school. You know? So if you didn't do something and it's actually good for you, then we can use this pattern, say should have with verb pp. For example, You should have studied harder for your test, but you didn't. That's why you failed. So we can use should have with verb PP to talk about that. Let's look at example situation number 2. If someone did something wrong, which is not good in the past, we could say that he, she, or you, etc. shouldn't have done it. Let's look at example number 1. You shouldn't have cheated, which means the person actually cheated, but you did. So it's actually bad. The person cheated in the test, so the person, you, cheated in the test. And it was bad, so I will say you shouldn't have, with capital Y, cheated in the test. So you can see that shouldn't with have and verb PP. Alright, let's look at PS. Should have with verb PP, actions which did not happen in the past. So we use should have with verb PP means something was actually good but that person didn't do. And we use shouldn't have with verb PP to talk about action which happened in the past but it was bad, and you shouldn't have done so. Let's take a look at the note. Note say the pattern should have with verb PP can also refer to an action that has properly happened. So we can also use should have with verb PP for a possible scenario. 我们可以用 should have and verb PP， 除了上述用法之外，还可以讲一个可能发生过的那个 action. For example, your prize-winning cow should have arrived in Mexico by now. So I didn't know that, but it should have arrived in Mexico by now. So what has properly happened? 可能已经发生了。Action which has properly happened. This is a very special way to use should have. Okay, now thank you for watching this video. For more information, please check the website www.theportableclassroom.blogspot.com, and you will find all grammar related videos and worksheets. Thank you for your patience.